Hey everyone, I'm Jason and it is Lunar New Year. So I hope you guys have a great Lunar New Year. I hope you spend it with loved ones and family. For us, we're going to be celebrating with both my family and Angie's family. But for Angie's family, we decided to do Hotpot. So let me show you how we do it. Okay, so as you can see, I bought a good amount of stuff to do Hotpot at home. I actually prefer doing Hotpot at home just because of a couple reasons. One, it's more convenient. Two, it's probably going to be a lot cheaper. And also three, depending on the type of meat you buy, it could probably taste a lot better at home as well. Starting with our proteins, I have some beef and some pork belly that have been thinly sliced from our local butcher. I also had some pork bones and some chicken bones cut for stock. Moving on to veggies, I have some enoki mushrooms, green onions, some cilantro, spinach, watercress, Napa cabbage. Make sure to get some fish balls with some fish roe. These are the noodles that I have. You want to stick to bean vermicelli, instant ramen, or udon just because as you cook it, it doesn't leach off any extra starch. Unlike things like rice sticks or rice noodles, they'll make your soup very cloudy. To flavor the soup bases, I'll be using some shallots, some garlic, those are red dates, dried shrimp, dried shiitake mushrooms, a tomato, some wolfberries, ginger. Here I have some chili oil that I made specifically for Hotpot. Basically it has some dried chilies, some garlic, some oil, and a bunch of spices. Now if you don't want to make your own Hotpot soup base, you could easily buy these packets. Basically a bunch of powder. The reason why I don't use them is because the ingredient list is extremely long. And most of that stuff is probably not good for you. The first ingredient is umami seasoning, which in parentheses it says MSG. So, I bought these a long time ago, but I actually prefer making my own soup stock. So first things first, to make the soup stock, I'm going to boil the bones for 15 to 20 minutes to get rid of all the scum. Also make sure to remove the scum as it's boiling. I don't have a large enough stock pot, so I'm using 2 pots. Now that the bones have been blanched for 20 minutes, I'm going to pour it out. And then I'm going to rinse it with cold water and re-wash the pot. Look at all that scum. All you have to do to finish off the soup base is to put it back on the stove. First bring it to a boil and then lower the heat to a simmer. You can skim off the rest of the scum periodically. Make sure when you put on the lid to leave a gap so that the steam can vent out, and this will ensure that your soup will stay clear. Because I'm using drumsticks instead of a carcass, I took out the drumsticks and took off the meat after the water started boiling, and I'll be using this for Hotpot later. But during this time, while it's simmering, I'm going to work on the veggies. So with the watercress, I'm just going to chop off the ends, and I'm going to wash it. With the spinach, I'm just going to cut off the ends. I'm going to chop off the end. Should have cut this in half actually. Now with the mushrooms. These have been washed already. So for the nubs, I'll be using it for my soup stock. So now what I'll do is I'll make slips. To make my non-spicy soup-based flavoring, I'm going to shallow fry the shallots, and then I'm going to add ginger and garlic and fry that as well. Then I'm going to put some of this allspice seasoning that I've made, which is basically like 5-spice in terms of the spices that I use, like cinnamon, star anise. I added some fennel, some black cardamom, and I grinded it all up to make this powder. I'm gonna add some miso, and I have oil to shallow fry. So here's the finished sauce. All the ingredients are mixed and cooked. I'm just gonna let it sit and cool, and then I'm gonna put it in a jar. Now to assemble the soup. This is gonna be spicy, this is non-spicy. So first I'm gonna put my chili, homemade chili paste, or chili sauce and chili oil.
Or whatever it is. Okay, I think that's enough.
I'm gonna add some ginger. Add a few green onions. And some garlic. Some mushrooms. And then on this side, I'm going to use my shallot oil sauce.
The one you just made.
The one that I just made. And you can actually use this for your dipping sauce as well. Some people like to use that.
Which is really good. That was really good last time.
I'm gonna put these red dates. I'm gonna put some dried shrimp, more mushrooms, ginger, green onions, garlic, and a few tomatoes. And don't forget, I'm going to put some salt because the soup base doesn't have any salt.
That's hella salt.
The soup has no salt. And last,
you can always add a little bit, pour in the soup base and taste it, and then add some more salt also.
Yep. Okay. Last thing is the stock. Just put a coaster under here.
Pour it slowly.
Put this way. I'll just put it on a burner and bring it to a boil.
And give it a good stir.
Oh, and I have some goji berries. Or wolfberries.
Thôi tống.
We hope you enjoyed this video and we wish everyone a prosperous and healthy Lunar New Year. And 恭喜發財! 祝大家身體健康，和馬精神，心想事成 and for all those business owners and entrepreneurs out there, 生意興隆. We wish everyone all the best. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe and let us know in the comments down below how you're celebrating Lunar New Year this year. Thanks for watching!